Just the way Nigerians used to say, they will say, like play, the thing is getting out of hand. Nigerians shower praises on journalists for boycotting Fani Kayode's press conference in Uyo. The issue is far from over and Nigerians are not in any way letting it go anytime soon. In this, it is the former aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode who suffers the blunt for publicly insulting a journalist. Former aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode came under heavy public backlash some days back for publicly insulting a Nigerian journalist. In the video shared online, Femi Fani-Kayode was seen publicly criticizing the Daily Trust journalist in person of Ejo Charles for what he termed an inappropriate sponsored question. During the interview that took place in Calabar, Ejo Charles, who works for Daily Trust newspaper, asked the former minister who was bankrolling his PR travels. The former minister, however, reacted with an outburst, calling the journalist all sorts of names for his questions. The video generated a lot of uproar online and the former minister was heavily criticized for his actions. He was asked to tender an unreserved apology and few hours later, the former minister apologized for his actions via his social media account. While Nigerians might think the issue is already over, it appears it is far from being over. The Nigerian Union of Journalists and other bodies criticized the former aviation minister for his actions. Today, Nigerian journalists came up with one voice and shunned the press conference designated to happen today in Uyo, the capital city of Akwaibom. In the development, the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) Akwaibom chapters have issued a directive to journalists across the states to boycott the press conference planned for the former Minister of Aviation. Nigerians are, however, happy with the decisions from the Nigerian journalists, with many praising them for using the medium to drive home an important lesson. For some Nigerians, by so doing, the Nigerian politicians will know that the men of press truly deserve to be respected. Here are some of the responses from Nigerians. Benga Solomon said, "What a brilliant decision to boycott uh, Mr. Lawyer's P. Conf. Since he traveled with his delegation, I think his delegate should interview him. Hope as Daily Trust considers promoting the journalist in question to have maintained a high level of decorum and decency. He should be rewarded." French Wage. No baby gets question when they won. Ask him if fit ask the question and answer by himself. Now that one no be problem now. Ayotola Atobola said, "I think he will now understand the power of media." Martin Eze probably said, "Fani Kayode has courted the wrath of journalism, sacrificing his apparent political aspirations on the altar of self-destructive bloated ego. Organizations are taking their power back." Owonda Harry say, "Very good move, let him interview himself." This is really, really bad. Whether now or later, we shall know those bankrolling FFK trips round the state and for what purpose. Someone or people are bankrolling these reactions. Best way to teach some persons a very good lesson. I love their action. More of that to some undisciplined looters who are parading themselves as leaders. Hope they will stand firmly together and disallow divisive third force from breaking their rank. FFK is a bad market for PDP. Then how come it was broadcasted in opera? This is a great move in solidarity with the journalists he embarrassed in Calabar. Let him go and recruit his own personal journalists and press crew that will be interviewing him. Now, arrogant Nigerian politicians that take themselves as God. Honestly, even if they didn't even plan, or they have not planned to even boycott him, everybody, people will not be skeptical. They will be, it will not put fear, or there will be a kind of reservation. Apart from being afraid, they might not be able to ask him questions because they might think he might flare up, and they might not be comfortable, and at that time they will now try to please him, which is not even good. I think it's a good thing, so that all these politicians who always parade themselves as if they are gods, all of them, or not even him, even some of them, their attitude, tells you that yes, these people, they feel so important. They so feel important, and yet what are they contributing? Nothing. They are not contributing anything. Because of the gullibility of the masses. That is why you see that majority of them are thriving. The same thing just happened to El-Rufai. You think you can be doing whatever you like, people are not saying, because you think every time people will praise you. Like most of them that we are talking about, just like 16,000 petitions has been signed concerned against Bola Tinubu. They will feel that, oh, we can get away with this. I beg you, no be Nigerians. We're not seeing the happen. Some people will still fall for their destiny, but a day will come, monkey will go to the market and will not be able to come back. Those things that you think you are riding on, you'll be surprised that little things like this will fall. If you fall that particular person, we fall them. That is why you just have to be conscious. You have to be careful. It is just pride. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? And even the first day I just saw it, I say, hey, the same Nigerian syndrome. Do you know who I am? Who you be? You be nobody. You don't be anybody. Whether you be president, you be nobody. Everybody is the same. Forget all this. Try to intimidate others. Say all animals are not equal. No, you don't be anybody. It could be anybody that will be in that position. But we celebrate all those high exalted position, and most of them they occupy those positions. Yet they cannot deliver. See all of them. Do you know who I am? Yet who you are. You've been in position in one way or the other. Yet see the way the country is. See the way the country is. And all of them will just be boasting here and there. Whether they are governors, whether commissioners, whether they are ministers, presidents, past ones, and the present one. They'll be talking. They will just, that position is just what they want. Okay, deliver. You cannot deliver. Do you know who I am? And yet see the way the environment is. See the way the country is. Who is happy the way the country is? They are the ones who are happy because they are eating from the cookie jar. They've dipped all their bodies, everything. They have opportunity here and there, leaving the masses into suffering. So what are we talking about? It's cast across board. All of them are the same. Do you know who I am? Who you be? You be nobody. Forget all those things. But one day, all of them will pay for it. They will definitely pay for it. Well, this is not enough. EFCC should review FFK's Ministry of Aviation case. FFK, you're on your own. Can you see? That is good for the boastful and arrogant FFK. Can you see how he has made himself look in the public eye? Keep yourself, they will not keep themselves. Journalists have now stood up to their roles in the society. Most of the problems of Nigeria's politicians were as a result of inactions by our men of jury and journalists. We hope the later would also rise to their responsibilities as to have a better Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, journalism in Nigeria is far from what it should be. Since the days of Pa Anthony Enahoro, I can't see any iota of improvement. It is tribalized and full of quacks. So guys, let us hear your opinion. What do you think? Leave your comment below and let us know your thoughts.